Hi guys, it's Will Flannery here, Peak Performance Mind Coach. This is on goalkeeping mindset, guys. So I sent a question out to you, and I've got quite a few responses on direct messages as well about what as you as goalkeepers find your biggest challenge. And obviously, a big hit was fending off nerves, which is perfectly understandable. And I think like the first kind of protocol with this, like I say to all players that I work with, be it in goalkeeping or world snooker or tour golfers, racing drivers, the end result is just the same. I think the first protocol is to kind of judge ourselves that we're doing a bad thing. And I think, that is tremendously powerful. So like when we have any issue, be it in life or on the pitch, and if we give it energy and we're very judgmental about ourselves, then we're giving it power, and it has a huge hold on us. And it's no different from some people in life could fall down in the street and that just they wouldn't even be remotely embarrassed, they just wouldn't care about that, and others would be so ashamed and so embarrassed they wouldn't go out again for weeks. So there's again such a different kind of perception in all of us, because we're humans, of whether things are a big issue or not. And so like if we can just take the power out of it, then it's not an issue. So as I say, like, don't view nerves as an issue. For many, it's where the best stuff is, to be honest. For many elite sportsmen, they need that edge, and that it gives them. Now, I'm not saying that nerves is necessarily a good thing for all, not at all. I think some nerves is absolutely fine. A lot of nerves, and that it's active, it's actually not fun, then that's potentially more challenging for you. But like, what is it we get nervous about? I mean, like generally we get nervous about like what's going to happen in the future. So we don't get nervous about what's happened in the past, i.e. a few minutes ago. We do get nervous about what's happening right now. We get nervous about the future. So we start to break this down as to what the root cause of it is. And then we understand what the root cause of it is, now we can take some actions that will help us. But we get nervous about the future because of the result. So obviously, you're obviously competitive people. You want to do really well. And most of these are absolutely the top of your chosen sport, in this case goalkeeping, and obviously you're competitive. Now you're not being asked to not be competitive, you're also not being asked to not care, but you are being asked to, let's take things in kind of some perspective here. Like if we're getting nervous about things in the future, now if we knew the future was going to be amazing, you wouldn't be nervous. Right? Makes sense, right? But because you're concerned about the future, that means a few things. We're not being in the moment, which is all there ever is this moment. We're worrying about the future. And therefore, in terms of like getting a result, obviously, as we know, as keepers, this isn't our control. We're not in control of saving the ball, and therefore we're certainly not in control of the 21 other guys out on the pitch, and getting a result, accordingly. You guys know that you can have the game of your lives and lose 5-0, and you as a keeper having done amazing stuff and saved another 20 goals, from going in. But it's this kind of your superpower as a goalkeeper on the mental side of things is this complete detachment of failure, and the fact that you're nervous means you're not there with that yet. But again, it's like it's absolutely fine. Like, I mean, as as a kind of scale, like, you know, like if this side is your goalkeeping skills are like way up there, like absolute 10 out of 10. You guys are all amazing, I'm sure, right? Absolute 10 out of 10. Now, obviously, there's a reason you're 10 out of 10. You've had tens and tens of thousands of hours of practice on and tuition and coaching to be amazing at this, right? So therefore, it makes sense that you're that good. Now, obviously, on the mental side of things, you know, we're invariably way down here, nowhere near up there. Nowhere near up there, like way down here, and that makes sense as well because again, you've had either very little or no training on this, on the mental side of the game, mental emotional side of the game, how we feel, and therefore, you know, there's a big gap between those two. So obviously, from a performance perspective, if there's an issue and you're on a game and you're not performing, is it likely to be this column where you're 10 out of 10, or is it likely to be over here? It's going to be there every time. Because obviously we've now learned some skills in order to be in control of our well-being and being in the moment. So nerves simply come from a fear of the future, but again, it's like perfectly normal. You know, perfectly normal. I mean, you know, like, you know, the player who never ever who says he never ever gets nervous is, you know, his ego is just lying to us. You know, that's just not true. That's just not true. You know, like, you know, we're imperfect human beings, and as I say, like, the best thing you can do, and the most powerful thing you can do, is just accept that in yourself, and just move on. Because, you know, it really isn't the end of the world, and stop judging it as a bad thing. And the second you do that, you take all of its power away. And then from a more in-depth side of things, you can start to understand, okay, you know, like, I'm just concerned about my performance. You know, ask yourself some questions. Have you got any reason to be concerned about your performance? Have you not been applying yourself? Have you not been to training? You know, there's 101 reasons to believe that you're going to have a really good game. But yet, like, this is part of our makeup as humans. You know, we're very good at finding reasons to unravel ourselves, to get in our own way, which is a saying I'll use a lot of. So hope that makes sense, and by all means come back with more questions. See you guys soon. Thanks.